When the domestics really earn their money. They're talented bike riders in their own right. They're trying to protect the leaders for as long as possible.
A lot of the riders at the back of the peloton there, as soon as they got on the climb, that's it, they're sitting up, they're just going to ride the way up to the finish.
Well, I can't blame them for that, but anyway, we're going to tick off another kilometre here, before to go now for Kirienka. He'll be well aware of what's happening on the lower slopes, because we expect to see the gap plummet now, and it's a question of whether he can hang on to what would be a terrific victory. Remember, breaking away at 18 kilometres today, so he would have led for 168 kilometres if he gets the line in first place. That's over 100 miles.
The gap's tumbling down, isn't it, with the riding of Radio Shack on the front. We expect to see Kieselowski probably take up the pacemaking next, and I think when he goes on the front, we'll start to see the gaps opening in the group behind.
This looks like Matthew Boucher here, the American, setting the pace. Behind him is Robert Kieselowski, and then comes Chris Horner himself. Now, the red jersey of Vincenzo Nibali is surrounded by Katusha men there, his rivals, who are trying to get Joaquim Rodriguez into a position. And he's only got one Astana rider alongside him, one more just a little bit further back, riding behind Alejandro Valverde.
Yeah, that's Kanga, his teammate, that's with him, because he is 10th overall. He's been there all the way through the race.
And Nicholas Roach has just gone through our camera. The all blue strip there is Thibaut Pinot. Got caught out yesterday in the crosswind. It cost him dearly. He lost time and now sits still 7th, but 6 minutes behind the race lead. Now this is Javier Moreno, I think it is. No, it's Jose Herrada, who's got to the front here for Movistar. As the riders start to have done their job and drop back off the main peloton there. This is the man still hoping. 3.5 to go for Kirienka, and he still has a lead of 4 minutes 20. Movistar got one man left to set the pace for the lime green jersey there of Valverde, who's preoccupying himself now to keep a close eye on the white jersey, the red jersey and the red and white jersey of Rodriguez. This man just getting on with the job. Boy, it's hurting now, but he's still got time in hand. They've got to take more than a minute a kilometre out of him. I can't see that.
No, and he's got a little bit of a respite, a little bit of flatter roads here before the final kick up of the last 2 kilometres.
Mikel Nieve is also in a little bit of trouble here at the back of the race. No, this is yes, it is Nieve there. As we look back up at the leader now, Kieselowski in 2nd. Horner is holding in 3rd. Remember, Horner has this incredible turn of speed in the last kilometre of a steep climb. 3K for Vasily Kirienko, and with a lead of 4 minutes 10, we might get a good accurate time check on that 3K banner. Just slipping away here is Nieve. He's a very good youngster for the future, this man, and he's going to hang on as long as he can here because his team is winning the team race, but it's a big battle with Astana. It's only just over a minute better in the team competition, which is gained, by the way, adding together the cumulative time of the first 3 riders from each team to cross the finish each day. When you think there's only a minute separating after 2.5 weeks, that's been a good race.
Especially when we know how difficult the Vuelta has been this year with the amount of hilltop finishes.
Kieselowski has been a powerhouse down there, the Croatian champion for Chris Horner. Horner's now relying totally on him to keep up. 2.8 kilometres to go. I've got no signs of it. 101 here is Thibaut Pinot. He hasn't made a mistake today. He's still hanging on in there. We've got Leopold Koenig just alongside him from NetApp. So they're both doing pretty well, holding on.
Katusha got 3 riders there as well. Caruso, Rodriguez and Moreno. So they're well equipped to do some attacking later on this climb.
Well, Moreno has been doing the counter moves to try and draw the stings of the riders, but he's lost too much time now really to if he does go away, they might just not counter his move.
Scarponi's there as well. We've seen him on and off. He's not well placed overall, but he has been in the action quite frequently.
Bottom of our picture there in that lime pink jersey rather. 131, Michele Scarponi. This is the head of the race, Harada. His brother is the champion of Spain, but he's not riding. Now Igor Anton. He remembers this climb rather well because he was the race leader on this climb in 2010, and he crashed out of the race. He crashed out and lost the lead to Nibali. Now Valverde's moved up onto the shoulder of Harada. Horner doesn't matter, he always stays second or third. He lets everybody go round him, but then he just jumps out the saddle and sits by them. Unusual climbing style, isn't it? Because he's always out the saddle.
Yes, yeah, it's a bit like Richard Veron was.
I find that very difficult to climb out.
Yeah, for such long climbs. Well, pressure's going on a little bit here, but we're still seeing the first three overall, all together. Valverde, Horner.
As we speak, Graham, there's no time bonuses available for the peloton, so they're racing for real time.
They've actually got to. Somebody's got to attack.
Well, this man is on that little bit of false flat you were talking about now, just inside 2 kilometers to go. We just saw the banner flash by there. Kirienka's got enough here to win. It's going to be a terrific victory for him as well.
Well, Kirienka's just got to concentrate on keeping this rhythm, because on this section now it's around about 11%, but with just about a kilometre to go, we have got this little section of 18% and then 20% before it eases off for the finish. But it's still 9% all the way up to the line, so it's going to be really tough going for Kirienka all the way to the line.
Chris Horner in that white jersey is just thinking, I'm 28 seconds outside of the red jersey worn by the man on his back wheel. 28 seconds is not a lot after all of this race. As we now go into nearly 2,900 kilometers pedaled by the end of this day. We're now on the 15% kick, over with the false flat to the steep uphill, 3:43. Little bit of change of pacemaker at the front. This is Stephen Roach's team now.
This is Micah. It's Micah. Just sort of, I saw him move down the outside, and I was wondering whether he was actually going to attack, but it looks like he's just going to try and set a high tempo. Maybe Nicholas Roach is feeling good and going to have an attack himself.
Well, I'm just looking for Nicholas Roach at the moment. I've
seen
his teammates there.
He's about 5th or 6th position.
1 kilometre to go for Vasil Kirienka. He's got to 1 kilometre with more than 3 minutes. That means he will win the stage now. The Basque flag brings him towards the top of the mountain, and a good crowd here, one of the biggest crowds that we've seen, I think, until Saturday on the Onglaroo. But now he's going to be feeling good, Graham.
Yeah, fantastic, and also it'll be pleased Team Sky as well. They've had a tough welter in terms of not having their favourites up there overall, but they've chased stage wins and they're going to get the rewards.
Kirienka looks towards the sky there to see, can he see the finishing line? Well, we go where our cameras are, but I was about to say Saxo Tinkoff here now. They might be setting up a late attack here. Mike is still setting the pace on the front. Nicholas Roach in second place. Valverde is there. Now a move there on the right we just saw. We cut away from it. This is a rider. This is Gregor Bole coming back from the original breakaway. There's an attack here, and this is tried to move out. This is Moreno moving away.
It's a double-pronged attack there. They'd planned that. It's Moreno with Rodriguez on his wheel, and this is going to be a real enforced...
This is the moment. The moment when the others have to attack here. He's left it late. He's only going to get seconds if he succeeds. Valverde has tried to go with him, but I think he's cracked behind there. Nibali is trying, but I think he is also in trouble. Now, what about Chris Horner, who is with Nibali? Horner's only looking for a few seconds. There goes Horner now. Nibali shoulder to shoulder with Valverde. This is a real steep corner here. And now Chris Horner is going, looking for 28 seconds. Well, he's coming back. You've got to take your hat off to Nibali just now.
Well, this is a tremendous effort by the Katusha. They were just waiting for the right time, and to 3 riders to go attack. I think the other one's Caruso as well, but Horner's seen the danger, and he's got right on to them very quickly. Can Nibali get there?
Well, this is Kirienka, and we mustn't forget him. He's done a ride and a half today of over 100 miles in the lead, and it'll be his 9th victory only of his career. Now it looks as though Valverde, but this man doesn't like accelerations, but if they wait, he'll climb his way back. Now let's have a look round the corner there. Horner is trying to push on. Nicholas Roach, Chris Horner, behind him is Nibali. Take your hat off to Nibali right now, Graham, because he is gritting his teeth and hanging on in there. Yes,
he wasn't responding to the attack straight away, but each time he's just sort of come back bit by bit. I think that's Simon Clark who was in the original
Simon Clark
breakaway.
Coming back, you're absolutely right. He's going the wrong way, Simon. And Horner's got to his back wheel. This is the other rider here, Nicholas Roach, tucked in behind Valverde as we go up towards the finishing line now. 18%, there's no respite now till we get across the line. This man is giving everything. Horner now left to lead. Nibali concentrating and not allowing him half a second at the moment. He knows he's got to just control Chris Horner today and nobody else.
Well, Horner's doing the usual job. They're inside the final kilometre. He's doing, once he gets there, he sets the pace, and I think Nibali is still struggling.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Chris has got another kick in him, he'll get 5 or 10 seconds, and that will take him a step nearer to the top spot, because Valverde has dropped back now.
And Rodriguez is struggling to stay with Horner and Nibali as well there. The gap's just open, and Valverde's typical of Valverde. He doesn't respond to the attacks, but he plugs away.
Yes, but the thing about this climb is it doesn't level out now, and if he can't recover, I don't think. This is Simon Clark, who was in the breakaway, now falling back. That's Renze van Rensburg. He's been caught, the South African, now from the breakaway as Horner cuts a path through the middle of them. Boy, this is tough, but let's give this man his due, though, because Vasil Kirienka and Team Sky, they've worked hard for a win. They've tried daily, all gone wrong, but today it all went very, very well indeed. And it's the Belarus man who was a powerhouse in the opening week of the Tour. Nibali is gone. We've gone further down as this man is winning at the top. He wins the stage, Kirienka for Team Sky, but the seconds have started to open further down the slope. And look at that, Graham. Nibali has cracked. He only needs 28 seconds to be the red jersey wearer again. Well, Kirienka, we must pay homage to Kirienka. That is a fabulous, fabulous victory for him and Team Sky. But the battle here today is for who will win the Vuelta Espana. And is it going to be the oldest man in the race? Because Chris Horner is dancing away from the red jersey.
Well, he has been very strong on the steeper climbs, and we saw him make that move. Nibali hung on, but it did look like he was struggling, and finally the elastic's gone.
20% at this point now as we continue to pick off the riders. This is Armesh Chiruka. Don't block the way, Armesh. There's a tornado going by. And Horner now moves on here on the 20% climb. He needs 29 seconds to be confirmed as the next leader of the Vuelta Espana. And that is with 3 days only to go. 2 of racing and then 1 as we ride into Madrid. Well, Horner's always been confident. Nibali has always been suspect on these steep finishing climbs.
I think it's going backwards. I think Rodriguez has come back to Nibali. I think this gap's opening, and we're going to have a significant gap here.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's about 1,000 stopwatches gone out on the finishing line, because now they know 29 seconds goes by. This man, who is putting himself in a position to become the oldest winner of a Grand Tour, nearly 42 years of age, has now opened up the gap, and this is a serious effort by Chris Horner as he now sees the finishing line. When will it come back? 150 meters to go. The clock is counting, but that's really insignificant here. Horner knows literally every second counts here. Chris Froome once lost the Vuelta by just 13 seconds. This man might be in the lead by about 2, but we'll wait to see. He's got to hit the line first. As he hits the line now, the clocks will start. Remember now, 28 seconds is all he needs. Nibali is fighting for his life to stay in Redo. This is crucial. 10 seconds gone by. 15 seconds has gone by. Valverde is up and running as well. Everybody dashing to the line. Rodriguez, Valverde, 20 seconds. He's coming up. 25 seconds, 26. He's going to keep his lead by 2 seconds. That's about it, Graham.
Well, that's all Chris Horner could do. He said he could win this Vuelta. He's gone on the attack, and we've seen seen Nibali's weaknesses again.
Now, there was a lot of riders caught there, but I don't think there'll be a bonus because we had that chasing group come over up behind Kirienka, but our cameras were too committed there to show you the real battle. So we'll wait for confirmation of the result. But I think tonight, Chris Horner is a matter of seconds behind the race leader. What a day.
It is a very few seconds. We'll get to the GC in a moment. First confirmation of Vasil Kirienka's win, and that there were survivors from the breakaway, even if we didn't see them cross the line, who mopped up the time bonuses for second and third. Chris Horner was the first of the favourites in sixth, 20 seconds ahead of Joaquim Rodriguez, who for all his efforts gained no time on Alejandro Valverde in the end. Vincenzo Nibali came in 5 seconds behind them, 25 behind Horner, and alongside Nibali was Nicolas Roche, who gained more time on Domenico Pozzovivo and Thibaut Pinot.
The real big heavy hitters, the real light climbers, they really unleashed it, and you were right up there, Nico.
Yeah, I'm a couple of kilos more than Rodriguez for sure, but no, these type of climbs are actually the ones that suit me the most, so I was happy that today it went where I should have been. You know, I didn't do a super performance, I didn't do a bad performance. It was you know, I've been riding around that kind of 4th, 6th position since the 3 weeks, so 5th again today. It's I'm happy, yeah, satisfied.
And so you'd have to imagine is Vasil Kirienka, a fabulous stage win for him, although in the grand scheme of things stage wins aren't really what Sky came here for. The third Grand Tour of the year will be the first without one of their men on the podium, although the order and perhaps still the composition of the podium is yet to be decided. The 3 men behind Vincenzo Nibali are all closer behind him than they were this morning, starting with Chris Horner, who trails now by just 3 seconds. Valverde is at 1 minute and 9 seconds and Rodriguez at 2:24. Nicolas Roche consolidated his hold on 5th today and now has nearly 2 minutes over Domenico Pozzovivo. Thibaut Pinot and Leopold Koenig remain 7th and 8th.